Did you remember to visit Mom today?
Of course. In fact, I'm still with her.
That's nice. Thanks and all.
Have you finished work yet? If so, can you stop by for a little bit?
I'm tired and I really want to relax. Why? Did Mom say something?
No, but can't you stop by? Just for a bit. Since she moved back home from assisted living, you've hardly ever seen her.
Do I really have to? There's nothing for me to do there.
I'm sure your mom would like to see her son's face once in a while.
But it's not like I can help take care of her or anything. Isn't it better to let women take care of each other? Women are natural caregivers.
That's true? You don't even take care of your own son, so you'd have no idea how to take care of your mother.
Why would you say something like that?
You know your sisters don't come by to visit Mother either.
You know Scarlett and Ivy are both working moms. Unlike you, Luna, they have a lot on their plates.
I feel sorry for Mom. They both live so close but never come by to see her.
Did she say something about them to you? You really should concentrate more on taking care of her needs and cut down on the gossiping.
It's called confiding with one another, not gossiping. She's your mother, Harry. Show some respect. I feel bad for her. None of her children visit her.
If I have time, I'll stop by. And I'll let Scarlett and Ivy know as well.
Thank you. I'll be leaving here soon to go home.
Oh, I'm gonna meet the guys after work tonight for drinks, so don't rush on my account.
What? You have time for drinks, but you don't have time to come by and see your mom. Plus, I was hoping you could come pick me up.
Why? You're there now. It's not like you have anything else to do. I'm sure you can manage on your own.
Do you know how difficult it is using public transportation with a small child? You've never done it, so you don't know how hard it is.
Oh, your nagging reminds me of Mom. Anyhow, I'm off. Be careful coming home.
Don't forget to let your sisters know about Mom.
Yeah. Luna, did you say anything to Scarlett and Ivy?
Not that I recall. I just told them the same thing I told you the other day. I even said I'm sure they've already heard it from you.
That's what I'm talking about. They came here to complain to me in person.
They came to your office? And they complained? About what?
That my wife is good for nothing. Can you imagine how I felt when they said that in front of everyone at work? I was so embarrassed.
You and your sisters are the ones that are good for nothing.
What? How dare you badmouth my sisters?
Oh no! I said something mean about his beloved sisters. Your abnormal affection towards your sisters is disturbing.
There's nothing wrong with my relationship with them. I respect them, that's all. They work really hard and are both super successful.
How wonderful for them. Ugh, all you talk about is work. It's like work is the only thing that matters in life to you.
Well, you're just a housewife. You wouldn't know anything about working hard. That's like playing house as a child.
Wow, what a wonderful way to phrase what your wife does every day. Do you even know how your mother is, health-wise?
Of course not. It's your duty as my wife to keep on top of all those things.
Wow, yes, master. I really should be more on top of things. Especially since you're only concerned about your darling sisters. I guess a part of my role as your wife is to protect your male pride as well.
Why are you trying to push my buttons? Taking care of elderly parents is part of a wife's responsibilities. Be sure nothing goes wrong.
Is that what Scarlett and Ivy think too?
Of course, Luna. I know your parents have already passed. So you should be grateful you have this opportunity to take care of an elderly parent.
Through taking care of your mom, I got to see different sides of you, Harry. You really are the worst. And not just you, but your sisters too.
Do you realize you're digging your own grave? At this rate, after Mom passes, I'll divorce you.
Really?
Yes, really. There's no way you could survive on your own. If you apologize now, I'll forgive you.
I really like Mom, so I want to be with her until the end. So thank you for that option.
What's wrong with you? I strongly suggest you think and act more sensibly.
Sure thing. I guess it's because I'm in a good mood today. I haven't felt like this since before we got married.
What the? Do you know who's working hard to provide you with this lifestyle?
I know, it's you, for now.
Yes. And if we get divorced, you'll be the one on the streets, without a penny to your name.
Maybe. But even then, getting divorced from you would be great.
You know, you've changed since you've started taking care of Mom. You've gotten more vocal. You should pick your battles more carefully.
Really? Well, I've been holding things in for too long, I guess. Now I see the pride of a man secretly in love with his sisters. I was walking on eggshells so I wouldn't hurt your feelings.
What? You never know when to stop, do you? Just shut your mouth and take care of Mom like you're supposed to. As soon as it's all over, we'll get a speedy divorce.
Don't worry, I'll take care of Mother.
Now that everything with Mom's funeral's over, I plan on filing the divorce papers first thing tomorrow morning. It's what you want, right?
It was a beautiful funeral, wasn't it? I know she's in a better place now, but I'm still devastated that she's gone.
You were crying more than anyone else, Luna. You really made it seem like you cared for her. Thanks, I guess.
I really wonder how your brain can be so screwed up. Let's keep this short. Text me after you've handed in everything you need for the divorce.
So you really don't care if I go through with it? Don't come crawling back to me later, begging me to take you back.
As if. There's no way I would do that.
Okay, then I'll head to the courthouse first thing tomorrow morning.
Thank you. Once the divorce is granted, could you send a picture of the confirmation?
No problem. I don't know why you need it, but I don't know what it is with you right now, but you're kind of pissing me off.
Well, you won't have to deal with me for much longer. Tough it out for a little while more. Thanks for taking care of the paperwork.
Hello, Luna. My aunt called me.
What do you want?
Well, because... How much was Mom worth?
Are you really asking me this? You're her son. Shouldn't you know about your own mother's assets?
My aunt told me I must have inherited a lot of money. She called to see if I'd lend my cousin some money for college. I never managed Mom's stuff, so I don't know anything about it.
Why am I not surprised your aunt would call you for money as soon as your mom died? Ugh, something is definitely wrong with your family.
Luna, did Mom ever mention anything to you?
You should look into it yourself. I'm rather busy at the moment.
What's with the attitude? Is that any way to treat someone who you used to be married to? Hold on, Ivy's calling me.
Oh, great. I wonder what insight she has to share this time. Take all the time in the world. I'll be going then.
Did you inherit money from my mom? You did, didn't you? Give it back. Belongs to me and my sisters.
Did you read her will?
Will? I don't know anything about a will. But I'm her real child. I have a right to my mother's money.
Is that so? I think if you look back to how you treated her, a judge would disagree.
No, it doesn't matter if I visited Mom when she was sick or not. If you keep that money, you're basically a thief. I'll have you thrown in jail.
The will states she left everything to me. It doesn't matter if you're her actual child. The will is mightier than blood.
You were plotting this all along, weren't you? You wanted to get close to her so she'd give you the money. Oh, what you did is a crime. I'm gonna report you and sue you.
What an imagination. Your idea of what's legal is warped from all the stupid crime TV shows you watch. Maybe if you spent less time watching them and more time caring for your mom, things would be different. I'll have you know, she advised me on everything.
Advised you? On what?
Before she passed, she told me. She was really sad her son and daughters weren't there in her final moments.
Well, she must have been as dense as you then. I've told both of you 100 times we were really busy at work. What could we have done?
That's the problem. Since you were also busy at work, she was worried what effect that would have on your family life. Or that you guys were in debt and had to work. She loved you and was really concerned about you three until the end.
What are you getting at? I bet that's because of you. You probably brainwashed her into thinking I was a bad person.
Brainwashed her? No, I often asked her for advice. You never helped me with the housework or taking care of our son. And whenever we spoke, you barked orders at me. It was so patronizing.
Why are you trying to spin it that way? Isn't it obvious a husband is the king of the house? If you ask anyone, I bet they'd say the same thing. Maybe I was a little harsh at times, but that's my style. I can't help who I am. And what are you even complaining about? I always brought home more than enough money for the family.
Money isn't everything. It won't heal the pain from you telling me how worthless I am for being a stay-at-home mom. I've lost count of how many times you called me a pathetic housewife. I've cried from your abuse too many times to remember.
But it's the truth. I don't see what the problem is.
Oh yeah, well, I have some truth for you too. Up until your mom passed away, she was begging me to divorce you. That's when I realized our marriage wasn't normal.
And you got your divorce. That conversation is over. Now we need to focus on that money which rightfully belongs to us. You need to give it back ASAP or there's going to be trouble.
Mother said she must have raised you three wrong. She said she probably wasn't strict enough.
And what does that have to do with anything? All it did was let us keep our distance from her without any guilt. Oh, you really know how to get on my nerves, don't you?
You failed as a son and as a husband. Honestly, you're a poor excuse for a human being. Do you know what your mom's last words to me were? Divorce him as soon as possible. Find yourself a good job and live a life of happiness. You deserve it. Do you understand how much she cared for me?
But Luna, there's no way you could hold down a job.
You pay no attention to my life, so there's no way you would know this. But I've picked up a hobby lately, and it's been keeping me pretty busy.
And you think you're special because you have a hobby?
I opened a shop online. I started selling some of my handmade goods. It won't make me a millionaire, but it's putting food on the table. I'm going to use it as a means of income, so I won't have to touch the money I got from Mom.
You little... Oh, I bet you wasted half of Mom's money in your stupid little crafts. You better not spend another penny of that money. I want it all back, plus whatever you're making at your dumb little online store.
I literally just said I started the store so I wouldn't have to touch the money. How stupid are you? If you really think you have a right to the money, why don't you lawyer up and try and take it from me? No matter how much you fuss over it, the inheritance isn't yours.
I've given it some thought. I think it's best that we get married again. If we're a couple again, I think I can convince Scarlet and Ivy to back off.
Oh, your obsession with them is creepy. Also, absolutely not. I'm finally free of you. You're deranged if you think I'd ever spend another second in the same room with you, let alone remarry you.
I'll have you know it isn't as easy as you think to survive in the world. You think earning a few $100s a month from your dumb craft store is going to keep you afloat? Even if you do use Mom's money, it'll only be a matter of time before you spend it all.
I intend to keep Mom's inheritance for our son. Like I've already said twice, I'm not going to touch the money she left for me. I swore to her I'd put it to good use.
Then you're going to be even more strapped for money to make ends meet each month. Don't worry, honey. Your big, strong man will come back to save you. I'll bring home the money just like I used to.
Ew, don't ever call me that again. I don't want to return to hell.
When did you get so independent? It's hard out there. I'll provide for you.
Yeah, I think I'll be okay. Plus, the money I bring home every week is way more than what you were making.
What? Are you kidding? There's no way that's possible.
I don't care if you don't believe me. Anyhow, I can manage on my own, so I don't need you.
But what about the inheritance?
You won't let it go, will you? And to think you didn't even know it existed until your aunt told you.
Tell you the truth, I bought a new car. The monthly payments are burning a hole in my finances. So when my aunt told me about the inheritance, I thought how great it would be to pay it all off. If you're not going to give me all the money, can't you just give me enough to pay off the car?
I couldn't care less about your car. Why don't you work hard and just pay it off each month? I'm sure if you work really hard, your commission will take care of a measly car payment.
You loved me, didn't you? Can't you do your former husband this one last favor? Honestly, you don't have the right to say no. You should be thankful I'm asking so nicely.
Where's the male pride you've thrown in my face all these years? Isn't it a man's job to take care of his debts himself? Or why don't you ask your precious sisters who work super hard for a handout?
There's no way they have that much money. They have their own families. Oh, I'm really sorry for the way I've acted all these years, Luna. Please, help me.
It's too late to apologize now. You were the one who chose that payment plan, right? Why would you pick a car that you couldn't afford? Only an idiot buys a brand new car they can't afford from the start. Why don't you go for a drive with your sisters and try to convince them to pay for it before it gets repossessed? I'm sure you're looking for any excuse to spend some time with them.
Aw, you little... I told you, I don't have those types of feelings for my sisters.
Really? I bet if it were legal to marry your siblings, you would have done it years ago. Anyway, I'm absolutely not going to remarry you. Get that thought out of your head. And getting a dime from Mom's inheritance is just as unlikely. There's one more thing Mom made me promise her before she passed. She said to do whatever it takes to make sure you don't see even a penny of that money. Harry and his sisters would not give up on the inheritance. They blew up my phones every day, harassing me for the money. I foolishly thought showing them their mom's will would change things. It made no difference to that trio of idiots. I ended up seeking professional legal help, and it was finally resolved. The three of them harassed me and constantly verbally abused me. But in the end, they had no choice but to give up. On the other hand, the online shop I opened has been going really well. I'm enjoying the time I get to spend with my son. I have no idea where Harry is now, and I honestly don't care. But I heard that even his beloved sisters had enough of him. It sounds like they want nothing to do with him anymore. He's getting all the hate he deserves. I bet he's working himself to death because he can't stand the idea of a pathetic housewife earning more than him. Good luck, loser!
Bailey, what time are you coming home tonight? Do you want to go out and do something with me tonight? There's a new Italian restaurant we could try. Sorry, Mom, I've got to go to work tonight. I've got that part-time job now, remember? Why don't you take Haley with you? Oh, you're working tonight. All right, we'll just have to do it another time then. Huh? It's okay, just go without me. You haven't taken Haley anywhere for a long time. It's fine, we can go there together some other time. Go there with Haley tonight. No, it's okay, I'm not doing that. I'm not taking Haley anywhere just because you're not free. You're not taking Haley anywhere? But I think Haley has a lot of things she'd like to talk with you about. It'll be a good opportunity. She's got that entrance exam for that private junior high school coming up, and I'm sure she wants to discuss it and her options for new schools next year. Oh, you don't have to worry about anything like that. God, Haley is so short, and she's got that nose that sticks out. Oh, I don't want to be seen with her. She doesn't have a single good feature about her. Mom, did you just say that? Have you said that to her? You wouldn't say something like that to her, would you? Of course not. I wouldn't say that to her face. She's only 12, but if I'm being honest, you are clearly the beautiful one. Oh, I've got a great idea. How about you and I go shopping this Saturday? Let's get you some beautiful new clothes. Okay. If I've got some time, let's go. Great, it'll be so much fun. Hey, Mom, are you gonna invite Haley too? Huh? No, of course not. Well, why not? Bailey, Haley isn't smart like you. That girl needs to stay home and study all day, every day, if she wants to pass any kind of test for next year. So, it'll just be the two of us shopping on Saturday. Well, you've probably got to be off to work soon. Be sure to message me when you're finished. I'll come by and pick you up after work. Hey, Dad. Can I talk to you now?
Oh, aren't you working tonight?
They changed the start time of my shift without telling me, so I'm here having something to eat, waiting for my shift to start.
Oh, so what's up?
I need to talk to you about Mom.
Why did something happen?
Well, I think she's being really mean to Haley. I think she's been ignoring Haley purposely for a while now. I don't know, I just get that feeling.
Really?
What do you think? Well, not that you're home much nowadays because of your job to notice.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. I don't know much about how she's been treating Haley, but I have noticed she's been favoring you recently. I didn't think it was enough that you or Haley would notice, though.
I don't really know.
But anyway, more importantly, right now I've got a big meeting I need to get to.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't worry, I should be home much earlier tonight than I have been recently. I'll be finished by the time you get off work tonight. Do you want me to swing by and pick you up?
No, it's okay. Mom already said she'd come get me.
Well, I'll call your mom and let her know I'll pick you up instead. We can talk about everything in the car on the way home.
Okay, that sounds good. Mom, where are you right now? What do you mean, where are you? I'm out shopping right now. I'm at the mall. Why? You want to come too? Shopping? Now's not the time to be shopping. Haley's doing that big presentation at school today. The parents were supposed to come and watch the kids. Oh, that! Yeah, I know, but it's okay. What? What do you mean it's okay? All the parents are going and you know Dad can make it. You promised Haley you'd go. If you don't go, she's gonna be the only one there by herself. Oh, it doesn't matter if I'm there or not. If Haley does poorly, she won't want me there to see it anyway. And if she does well, the teacher will be sure to let me know at the next parent-teacher night. There's one coming up soon, just before the school year finishes. Huh? But Haley will be waiting for you to come today, won't she? No, she won't. I told her this morning I wasn't gonna go. Besides, I'd just be embarrassed when she screws up, and so is she. You know how bad she is at school. I'd be too embarrassed if I went. I don't want anyone knowing she's my daughter. Were you that embarrassed with me, too? I remember when I had my presentation, I messed up a couple times and it was quite obvious to everyone. Oh, you mean that? Oh, that was the equipment's fault, not yours. Those were just technical difficulties. You were great. That's nothing you should even have worried about. Anyway, next week you've got that 3-day-long school trip, right? Stop it. Why are you being so nice to me? And why are you avoiding Haley so much? I just want you to be nicer to Haley for a change. Haley, I get it. I'm sorry. From now on, I'll try to be a lot nicer to your sister. Next week, when you're away on your trip, I'll take your sister on a trip, and it'll just be the two of us. Really? Yeah, really. I'll let her miss school, and I'll take her all the way to Phoenix. Just the two of us. Oh, to Grandma's house. That sounds like fun. I'm sure she'll love going there with you. So don't worry about your sister. You just worry about enjoying your school trip. Okay. Sounds good. Thanks, Mom.
Why were you calling me?
Dad, where are you right now?
What do you mean, where am I? I'm at work. I'm eating lunch right now. What's wrong?
Dad, you have to help Haley.
Huh? Did something happen?
Right now she's at some park in Phoenix by herself.
Phoenix? Why is she in Phoenix?
Mom took her there yesterday. They were supposed to be going there to see Grandma and Grandpa. But when they got there, Grandma and Grandpa weren't home. Mom told Haley to wait outside their house until they got home, and then she just drove off.
Your mother's parents never came home.
Yeah, Haley said they never came back. She used what little money she had on her to call me. She said she locked herself in a stall in a public toilet last night and slept there. It was the only shelter with a little bit of security that she could find. And she said she hasn't eaten anything since she's been there.
You've got to be kidding.
She said she was going to try find a police station to go to, but that's when the call cut off. It was a payphone, so I had no way of calling her back, and I don't think she has any money to make another call.
Okay, I got it. I'm gonna drive there right now and get her myself.
I'm so sorry, I know you're at work right now.
I don't care about that, don't apologize. I can't work when I know my baby needs me. I'm leaving right now.
Thanks, Dad. Oh, and don't mention this to Mom. I don't trust her anymore.
I understand.
I'm gonna talk with a teacher here and see what I can do. I'll message you again later. Bailey, are you enjoying your school trip? I'm out drinking with some old friends of mine from Phoenix. Oh, it sounds like you're having fun. What about Haley? Oh, she's still at her grandparents' place. She said she doesn't want to ever go home. She said she wants to live with Grandma and Grandpa forever. She must really love Phoenix. I don't think I'll ever be able to get her to come home with me. Really? Is that really what Haley said? It is, I swear. I know, I was surprised too. You're horrible. You know Haley is right here beside me. She cried herself to sleep. Dad and I had to save her. Huh? Dad found her at a police station in Phoenix. You left an elementary school girl outside in the sweltering heat with no water or food? Huh? What? What are you talking about? What the heck were you thinking? The police said when she walked into the station she had mild symptoms of heat stroke. How could you just abandon her like that? Wait, aren't you supposed to be on your school trip? You don't come back until tomorrow. Well, obviously they took me home early because of the emergency. My teacher drove me all the way to Phoenix. Dad left work and went to Phoenix too. We were all looking for Haley. Why would both of you go through all that trouble? Why wouldn't you just wait for Grandma and Grandpa to come back and have them pick her up? What? We did get in touch with Grandma and Grandpa. They're away on vacation for a whole week and won't be coming back for another 2 days. You dropped Haley off at their house without even calling them to see if they were home. Come on, you're blowing this all out of proportion. Anyway, you said she's with you, right? So everyone is safe and sound and nothing bad happened. Let's talk about this when I get home tomorrow. Huh? You think we're gonna see you at home? We're not going home. What? We know why you don't like Haley. You don't like her because she isn't beautiful. And we'll never forgive you for that. From now on, I'll protect Haley. I'll be the only mother figure she needs. Huh? What is all of this? What are you talking about? As far as I'm concerned, you're not my mother anymore. Bailey! Why would you say that? Bailey, answer me! You! Where are you? You're with Bailey now, aren't you?
Yeah.
I want you to tell her this for me. Tell her she's got it all wrong. It's just a misunderstanding.
She's not misunderstanding anything. I was the only one who misunderstood anything. You were just pretending to be a good mother when I was around. When I was busy with work, you were a totally different person. How could you treat our children like that?
Wait! Now you're gonna get on my case about this too? And why are you being so nice to Haley? That girl is stupid and ugly. If we only had one daughter, I wish it would be Bailey. That's why I took Haley all the way to Phoenix.
How can you say that about your own child? I can't believe this.
Look, I know if someone else did what I did to her, it would be considered really bad. But I gave birth to her. Do you know how much pain I went through to do that? And the only thing a mother ever gets back from her children is the way that everyone around her perceives them. If they look good, she looks good. If they look bad, she looks bad.
Bailey and Haley aren't accessories for your outfits.
It makes sense, just think about it. If it was just you, me, and Bailey living together, it'd be like a dream. A beautiful woman, a handsome husband, and their lovely daughter. Why don't we ship Haley off to live with her grandparents? Let's have just the three of us living together. What do you say?
You're disgusting.
Huh?
You look like a human on the outside, but you're really a monster, aren't you? You keep saying Haley is stupid and ugly, but you're the only stupid one. Don't you know she aced the National Math Olympiad for elementary school?
Huh? Oh, so what's that?
Well, maybe if you went to her presentation the other day, you would have known. That day was also when they announced the results in front of all the parents, teachers, and students. When you said you weren't going, Bailey rushed over to Haley's school so someone would be there for her.
Huh? You're kidding. So is that a good award or something?
It's a set of extremely hard math problems that Haley aced. All of her teachers were saying she might be able to win the Nobel Prize for mathematics someday.
Nobel Prize? You're kidding. That's amazing. I had no idea that Haley had that kind of talent. Hey, so why don't you three hurry up and get back to the house? I'll meet you there as soon as I can.
Are you really that stupid?
Huh?
Haley is a smart girl. She knows how you've been treating her. That's why she's been studying hard every day for so long. It's not because she was bad at school. She's just been wanting to be really good at something, so that her mother would finally take notice of her. She did all that for you. She even aced a national math contest. But you didn't even go to the school to find out. Then a few days later, you drove her all the way over to Phoenix and abandoned her. You kicked her out of the car and drove away.
Oh, come on. That's an exaggeration. I dropped her off at her grandparents' place. You make it sound so terrible. And don't blame me. You've been so busy with work, you don't pay attention to me or your daughters.
Yeah, you're right about that part. I see that now. That's why I apologize to them from the bottom of my heart. And I'm going to make it up to them. I told them from now on my daughters are always going to come first. And I meant it.
Well, in that case, I want to hurry up and get everyone home so I can apologize too. I've had a few drinks, so I can't drive home tonight. When do you think you guys will get home? I can leave early tomorrow morning.
We're never going back to that house.
What?
Tomorrow I'm filing for a divorce. You can have the house if you want it, but I'm taking the girls. Your parents know what happened and what you did, and I've already called my parents and told them.
What are you talking about? What are you planning on doing? You're not leaving me, are you? I'm never signing those divorce papers, so just forget about that.
Well, I'm going to my lawyer and he can deal with you.
No, you can't do this. Those are my daughters too. I gave birth to them. Give them back.
You know, Sadie, you abandoned Haley. You kicked her out of the car and drove away. You don't deserve them. We had to find her at a police station. You've already thrown your daughter away. Don't tell me that you want her now. Besides, if you don't agree to my divorce terms, the police we spoke to at the station are more than willing to have me press charges and get you arrested for what you did. I'm going to be getting full custody of Haley. And don't think for a second that Bailey or Haley will take your side in this either.
I can't believe you're doing this. I'm gonna fight you on this one.
Like I said, if you fight me on this, I'll press charges and you'll likely go to jail for abandoning Haley yesterday.
You know Bailey and Haley want to live with me. I want to show everyone my little girl and tell them she could be a Nobel Prize winner someday.
Tell you what, you can ask them, and if they say they want to live with you, I'll let them. But only if they say they want to.
After that, we went back to my father's parents' place, and our mother eventually came there to see us. She actually thought that Haley and I would choose to live with her after the divorce. In fact, she was so sure that we were going to go back home with her, it became obvious that she'd invited all her friends over to be there when we got back, just so she could show off her amazing daughters and Haley's math award to them. But when it became clear that my sister and I had no intentions of ever living with her again, she went into a rage and my grandparents had to call the police. Even when the police showed up, she still wouldn't calm down, so the police had to take her away. Even though she's my mother, I honestly didn't feel bad for her when they put her in the back of the police car. In fact, I'm never going to call her mom again. Now Haley and I are still waiting for the divorce to be finalized. But it's really fun to be looking for a new house so the three of us can start our new life together. We're all hoping that we never have to deal with that woman ever again.